Java code, writing information in outside the Java file is really meaningless or not there. Where code is there only I want to do configuration, not separately outside. For this purpose, XML is losing its popularity day to day. So that's why people are not encouraging XML driven configuration. They are encouraging more and more what? Annotation driven or Java code driven. For a few days, they worked combination of both. But overall, people are moving towards what? Annotations and Java code based configuration. So in annotation and Java code based configurations, now tell me, my dear. Okay, guys, tell me, my dear, what are the things we have to do? To make user defined Java class as Spring Bean, annotate that class with component and link that class package with what? Configuration class by using component scan, guys. Component scan are not there. That's good, great. First point. Second point, guys. To make predefined class as Spring Bean. Okay. Can we add source code? Can we edit the source code of predefined class? Can we add component annotation on the top of the predefined class source code? Okay, if it is Spring, you may add boss because Spring supplied annotations. Why third party people allows to add Spring annotations? So impossible. And that's a complex also editing source code, making part of API. It's a big process, right? That's why they have come up with a new idea. What is the idea? You place @bean method inside the configuration class. You don't call the method. Container will automatically call the method. Anyhow, your methods are returning object. Container takes those objects and makes them as Spring Beans or not. Are you getting my point there? So to make predefined class as Spring Bean, you have to place @bean method inside the configuration class or not. Bean methods inside the configuration class are not there. That's really great, boss. Today, we should know how to create container, boss. Yes or no? Na? Why, sir? Why should I know it? Array, all these instruction either in the form of XML or what annotation, we have to give to container only, na? And moreover, without container, this lifecycle management and what dependency management cannot be automated, right? Again, Spring application also looks like another core Java application. So container is base for everything, right? So today let us try to understand how to create container of different categories one by one. Yesterday dedicated for Spring Beans configuration. Today I am dedicating for container creation. Yes. Tomorrow we dedicate for dependency management. Once these three inputs are ready, Monday we will be ready to develop our first application. I hope you are enjoying the ingredients collection, guys. Right now we are not preparing curry or chicken biryani. We are preparing what? Ingredients. We are keeping our masalas ready, right? Once masalas are ready, we can prepare whatever you want. Yes, my dears. Right. Yeah, few days application development will be like this. I take my own time to get into first application. Again, I'm saying we are not here to understand my code. You are here to analyze the requirement, to analyze to design the code and to develop the code. Understanding my statement. So I'm preparing background in that particular angle. Yeah, that's good. Which software application? Okay. Acha, the time pass students who are there in online, okay? If you are not interested to listen the class, please get out. I don't mind. But don't waste the class time and my time. Pritesh, what do you mean by which software application? We develop Spring application because we are running Spring. Yes? Okay. Can we have more than one configuration class? Yes, we can have, but they should be interlinked. A container takes one class, but for that one class, you can link another class. Indirectly, you can have multiple. Yes, my dear. I am reporting to manager, but under me, 4 or 5 people may be there. Manager thinks that I am the one person, but I am linked with 4 or 5 people. Yes or no, Nagesh? So indirectly, team is there. But from manager perspective, he is not worried about remaining members. He is worried about communicating with. You can take multiple configuration class, but all should be interlinked and we have to pass one class. And that one class will be taken care by what? IOC container. Indirectly through that class, it will get rid of what? It will get connection with other configuration classes also. Okay, that's good. Control E, 2000, 10,000. That's good. Save the document. Class content. Where is this? Spring. Okay. 515, no. 718. Here is what? Spring core. What is there? Spring core. Zoom is very bad, right? We cannot keep chat box continuously on. Okay. So if there is online student, if there is a small delay in the reply, don't mind. Most prerequisites are, has said before session, is common sense. Yes. Okay. But yeah, what is the session number? 3. Yeah, creating IOC container. Today's topic is what? Creating IOC container. That is the topic. Keep it side. I know that, Ra Babu. It's disappearing. Once I go to main window, it's a disappearing. Yeah. Okay. Yes, boss. Today's we'll discuss about how to create IOC container. What is there, guys? Creating IOC container. Yes, boss. Yeah. IOC container is based in any Spring application development. It is mainly given to perform Spring Bean lifecycle management and dependency management. Super guys. Okay. IOC container is based in any Spring or Spring Boot application development. Spring or what? Spring Boot application development. Are you getting my point there? Super. Okay. IOC container is given to perform Spring Bean lifecycle management. Already we discussed what is lifecycle. Birth to death, everything it will take care or not. And what is there? Dependency management. Dependency management. Okay. Super guys. Tell me what's dependency management. No, I want to know one thing. All of a sudden, offline strength is increased. Why? Online student converted to offline, or new people are joining. Anything happened? Because almost 100 members are added to the batch. Oh, okay. All shifted here. No, another that batch is not happening. Okay, that's why all came here. Fine, whatever it is. Right. Fine, boss. Tell me, how many types of IOC containers are there? Total, how many types of IOC container? Okay, Spring Boot offers 2 IOC container. What are those guys? Number 1, Bean Factory. What is there? Bean. Basic IOC container. Basic means very fundamental, boss. Such a fundamental, I will tell, it supports only XML driven configuration. Should I entertain that? Second one, application content. It supports XML driven configuration. XML plus annotation driven configuration and what? Java config annotation. Sir, all good, sir. Why are you using driven? Array. XML is driving the inputs. Annotations are driving the input. That's why driven configuration. Super, guys. Basic IOC container. Next one, application content. I have one request to online students. Since you are attending online classes, you cannot be active continuously because your brain is idle brain, right? So all of a sudden you look here and there, mind goes somewhere else. Sir, how to stay connected to the you? How to stay connected to the subject discussion? Whenever I take any important terminology, you type in the chat box. Not sentence, only words. You type in the chat box. That keeps you busy listening the class and typing the words. Like offline student, you also be very much connected to the class. Offline student, anyhow, you are what is that? Pronouncing certain words and replying to my queries. Okay, you are traveling on par with me. If anyone is not traveling, I will look at their eyes continuously. They will start talking. I know that. Aisa no na, guys. Okay. So tomorrow onwards, please stop sitting behind the pillars and decide also. Okay. There's a lot of empty room. Please stop hiding your face behind the pillar. No, sir, I want to hide. Then attend online class. Okay. Yeah. Second one is what? Application context. Okay. Bean factory container. Application context container. What is there? Advanced IOC container. This is my advanced IOC container or not? Okay, that's good. Yeah, tell me here. This is my Bean Factory IOC container. This is my what? Application. We already discussed all these things, right? Bean Factory. Next one, application. Application context. Okay, guys. Both containers are lightweight containers or heavyweight containers? Both containers are what? Okay, guys. Both containers are what? Lightweight containers and lightweight or heavyweight, boss? Huh? Because basic JVM is required. No server is required. So can I say these containers are lightweight or not? Super, boss. Okay. Now listen. So creating Bean Factory IOC container. I'm talking about how to create Bean Factory IOC container, boss. Now, listen. Container creation is very easy in Spring. There is a Spring API supplied predefined class. Take a class, create object, container is ready. Other I have given one to sample code also, right? Today we are going to discuss more elaborately out here. To create IOC container of type Bean Factory, take a class that implements Bean Factory interface directly or indirectly and create object for it. And you are ready with Bean Factory IOC container or not? So your Bean Factory is one predefined interface. Sir, you are saying interface, you are saying object. I'm confused. And if any object name is referred with interface name, it is not the object of interface. It is the object of a class that implements the interface. Why, sir? There are so many implementation class for the interface, but all objects of all classes I want refer with common name. So what is the common thing? Interface name. That's why we call it as interface name or not there. But is it real object of interface, guys? No, it is the object of a class that implements interface. Best example, I say serializable object. Serializable is what? Interface. When I say serializable object, it is the object of a class that implements serializable interface or not. Okay, I use the word called clonable object. Is it real object of clonable interface, guys? No, it is the object of a class that implements clonable interface or not. Forget about that. Simple thing I will tell. List object, set object, map object. First tell me in collection framework, list, set, map are interfaces now, boss. Okay, I think you are good in JDBC. JDBC connection object, JDBC statement object, JDBC result set object. First of all, tell me connection statement result set are what? Convinced? Huh? They are the objects of interfaces. Huh? They are the objects of classes implementing interfaces. Got it? So here also same theory will continue. I say bean factory object, I say application object, context object. They are not objects of bean factory interface or application context interface. The application context also an interface. In fact, application context interface is the sub interface of what? Bean factory interface indirectly, not directly. That's the reason I can say application context container is extension of bean factory container. That means application context will have every feature that Bean Factory is having, plus extra features. I use word plus plus. Plus plus means same and extra. Okay. Application context container is equal to container plus plus. Bean Factory container plus plus. Okay. That's good. To create Bean Factory IOC container, create object for Java class that implements Bean Factory interface directly or indirectly. Directly or indirectly. That's good. Okay. Fine. I don't want to mug up any hierarchy, boss. I want to use my brain only for concept remembering, not for which class, which is super class, which is subclass, which class is having how many methods, signature of first method, signature of second method. No interviewer going to ask you in Java how many packages are there. In that one, tell me 20th package. In that one, pick up what 40th class and tell me 12th method signature. Anyone asking going to ask? If someone asks such question, slap him and come out. We don't need such job. We don't need such a job and such company also, right? They need to test your conceptual knowledge, not the API knowledge, right? If you start doing it, 1 week is enough to forget your names and parent names, guys. So use brain for only necessary things. Concept. Two containers are there. Bean factory, application con. 1, 2 classes you have to remember how to create container because daily you are using them. See, class name, method signature, syntaxes should be there in your brain because you are practicing daily. Don't sit and mug up separately. Something is coming through towards the syntaxes or class name, method name. It's because of your practice, not because of you are separately sitting and mugging them. Yes or no, na boss? Okay, that's good. Yeah. So here I'll go there. Google.com. What is there? Google. Super boss. Tell me here, what is the story, guys? Yeah, Bean Factory API docs. What's the beauty, Write the class name, interface name. Beside that API docs, you write. Other day, someone asked how to see the documentation, sir. This is how you have to see. Type class name or interface name and write docs. You will get the documentation. Happily, you are getting official documentation. What's the website? docs.spring.io. Docs.spring.what.io. You are getting it or not there, guys? So select this, guys. Documentation has come or not there? Definitely documentation has come here or not there? Okay, all known subinterfaces. In the list of subinterfaces, application context is there or not there? Application context is there or not there, guys? Okay, that's good. Right. I'll try to show a bit old one also. Hmm. Yeah. In this list, guys, if you observe very carefully, XML Bean Factory is there. XML Bean Factory is there or not there? Default listable Bean Factory is there or not there? These are quite popularly used one, but both of them are removed in the recent version because they are not encouraging to work with Bean Factory at all. If they give, you will use. If they don't give, you will not use. Yes, my dear. Okay, that's why you go to the another tab. Okay, I'll copy paste this hierarchy first. This is in old versions. In old versions, right? This is in what? Old version. In new versions, guys. This is what? In new versions. Shall we try in new versions, guys? Google.com. What is there? Google.com. Yeah. Bean Factory API docs. Latest version is 6, right? Right? 6.x or in 5 onwards, not there, guys. 6.x. 6.2.8, that's the latest version. You search, guys, all implementing classes. XML Bean Factory is available anywhere. I think X means here, not there. Default listable Bean Factory, A, default listable, that is there, but XML Bean Factory not there. Did you notice that? That means they removed it, boss. They are removed it because deprecated. They felt that great. That's why they removed. Okay. Super, guys. New versions, guys. Super, guys. Yeah, what is the one I have to highlight here? XML Bean Factory is the one I have to highlight. That's the one thing. Next, boss. Default listable Bean Factory is the another one I have to highlight. Next, in the new version, okay, there is nothing. Only default listable Bean Factory is there. Yes, my dear? Oh, okay. Yeah. Bean Factory IOC container. Bean Factory IOC container does not support. Okay. Okay. First we'll write positive. IOC container supports only, what is this? XML driven configuration. That means it does not support. Okay, annotation driven, comma, Java code driven config. What is that? Java code driven configuration. Comfortable, my dear? Come on, everyone. It does not support annotation driven or what? Java code driven configuration. Super, guys. Okay, now tell me. Yeah. We need to pass Spring Bean configuration file, nothing but XML file, as the input file to the Bean Factory IOC container in the form of what, guys? In the form of resource object. What object, my dear? Simply, literally in the form of what? Resource object. Okay, it is internally Java dot. Internally Java dot io dot file class object. What object, guys? Java dot io dot file object is there na, boss? Or it will hold attributes of the file, name of the file, location of the file, length of the file, size of the file, type of the file. All the information it will hold are not there. IO streams, boss. IO streams, right? Okay. Super, guys. Tell me code. First, resource res is equal to. Resource is the interface implemented by two classes: file system resource, class path resource. One resource, okay na? So interface reference variable can refer its implementation class object, guys. Super. Resource res is equal to new file system resource of. It is not expecting XML file directly. It is expecting XML file in the form of resource object. That's why I'm creating resource object having name and location of what? Spring Bean configuration file are not there. Okay. Some path, guys. Where is this? Application context dot XML. Application context.xml. What is this, guys? Name and location of the Spring Bean configuration file are not there. Okay, guys. Name and location of the Spring Bean configuration file. That's good. So we are ready with resource object or not there? Okay. Create resource object. What's the second one, guys? Create IOC container. What is that, guys? Create IOC container. That's good. Yeah. XML Bean Factory. What is there? XML Bean Factory. Factory is equal to. Those are writing parallel notes. Stop writing, madam. Not required. I'll share everything. Use that energy to respond to my queries. XML Bean Factory of RES. I'm creating XML Bean Factory object or not there. So now onwards, this factory is acting as a Bean Factory container or not. This object becomes what, guys? Bean Factory IOC container. Okay. In a XML file, what we will write, you got idea, na boss? Like a bean tag, all this stuff we write are not there. Super. Comfortable with this code, guys? But are we going to worry about how to write this code, guys? Industry standard container is Bean Factory application card. Okay, guys. It is not industry standard container. It is what? Outdated container. Right, boss? Super, guys. Industry, as of now, industry prefers working with. I don't even show one example on Bean Factory. I'll show everything on what? Application. Okay. Industry, as of now, industry prefers working with what? Application context IOC container. Because, because of, okay, 1 minute, because of lots of features offered by application context container. Convinced, my dear? Okay, boss. Right. Here I will write another one. Note. Application context IOC container allows us to give configurations in multiple approaches. What approaches, guys? A. What is the first one? XML driven configuration. B. XML plus annotation driven configuration. C. Okay, 100%. code driven or Java configuration. Yes, my dear. So when this much good things are there, we always prefer working with these configurations only, na boss. Super guys. Okay. So now let us focus how to create what? Application context container. Are you ready, guys? Right. Creating application context IOC container. Your focus is what? Application context IOC container. Super guys. To create application context IOC container, we need to take a class given by Spring API that implements application context interface directly or indirect. Are you feeling IOC containers are lightweight? Take a class, create object, container is ready. So easy now, boss. So easy or not? Did you ever get the feeling about servlet container? That is lightweight or not? It's lightweight. Ah. Servlet container is heavy. One server is required. You have to start the server. Memory wise heavyweight, setup wise heavyweight, thought wise also heavyweight, right? Because of Servlet JSP container, we had in the feeling, oh, containers are heavyweight softwares, right? They need a server. It's not normal one. But at least Spring containers are changing that opinion or not they? Spring containers are saying containers are lightweight or not, boss? Super cool or not, guys? Super guys. To create application context IOC container, take a class implementing what? Application context interface directly or indirect. Either directly or indirectly. You have to take application context implementation class object as what? Application context container. There are multiple. There only XML bin factory is a bit popular, guys. But here we have multiple. To why multiple, I will tell. Number one, they need to give classes allowing XML file to create application context container. They need to give classes allowing configuration classes as input values to create IOC container. That's why there are multiple popular classes implementing what? Application context container interface. Application context interface. Let us see one by one and let us get the knowledge how to use each class to create a container, right? Super, guys. Okay. And moreover, this application context interface is the sub interface of Bean Factory interface indirectly. That's the reason I can say you are working with application context container mean you are also having Bean Factory container features. In fact, more features also there, guys. What features, guys? More features also there. Okay, I have a question for the online students. Why some messages are coming directly, some messages are coming with individual names? I think what you are selecting while sending messages to me, I want everyone to select private mode. Choose my name and type the message. I think then individual names will not be highlighted, right? Mr. Muhammad, what's your query? Question mark means question. Reshma Jani Nara. What is Nara? Okay. Yeah, no problem. Choose my name. Try to send messages in not in everyone mode. Here message everyone option only available. Change to. We cannot select whom to message. That option is not there. Really not there? Okay. Today you go for everyone mode only. So yes, tomorrow I will ask that one to enable. That one to enable. Otherwise, your focus on reading others' messages only. Okay. That's good, guys. Tam. What's the first statement I should write, guys? To create this container, take a class implementing. Hmm. application context interface, directly or indirectly, and create object for that. And create a object for that. Convinced, my dear? Come on. Okay, tell. Yeah. Application context interface is the sub interface of Bean Factory interface. Indirectly, not directly, guys, indirect. Bean Factory interface indirectly. Okay, that's great. Fine. Now, there are multiple aspects that we have to focus, my dear. Yeah, let's go to google.com. Let's go to google.com. Where is this? Not Bean Factory. Application context. API docs. What docs, guys? Application context API docs, latest only coming. There are multiple classes implementing. So same classes I have seen for Bean Factory also. Array. In the hierarchy of Bean Factory interface, application context also there. So definitely you will get both classes are not there. Fine. But these are exclusive classes implementing application content. Here you don't see default listable Bean Factory. Next one, XML Bean Factory kind of classes. You will get only advanced classes who are implementing only what? Application context interface. Okay, that's good. So now let's see, guys, how to deal with this. In latest or old version, same story, guys. There is no need of highlighting old version separately, guys. Okay, in all all super interfaces. In the super interface, Bean Factory is there. That's good. Okay, what are the important classes here? Number one, class path XML application context. That's a one thing. File system XML application context. That's another thing. Annotation config application context. That's a one thing. Annotation config web application context, another thing. Next, XML web application context, not that. Yeah, XML web application context. These are the quite popularly used classes, boss. Most of the time we use three or four of this in our application development. Wherever XML is there, they allow only XML file as configuration file. So wherever config word is there, they allow configuration class as the input word, self-descriptive. You need not to confuse which one allows XML, which one allows configuration class. You need not to break your head. They are self-descriptive based on the class names. You can get the understanding it. But let me prove that application context interface is what? Extending from Bean Factory interface indirectly or not there. Okay, that's good. Okay, this is application context. It's a super interface. Immediate super interface is what? Listable Bean Factory. Listable Bean Factory extending from what? Bean Factory, right? Yes, my dear, are not there. So I'm not highlighting the package names, guys, because one or other package name will be there. Don't worry about it. So first of all, what is this? Bean Factory interface. Next, what is there? Listable Bean Factory interface. Next one, application context interface. What is there, guys? Application context interface. That's good, guys. This is the one thing, this is the another thing. What's the relationship here, guys? Extends. What's the again relationship here, guys? Extends. Yes, the relationship is extends are not there. Super, guys. Important classes to create application context IOC contain. Important classes I am giving. Okay. What is that first one? No, first we go for XML. File system XML application context. Second one, class path XML application context. Next one, XML application context. Next one, come on. Annotation and XML, XML web application context. Yeah, tell me. Annotation config. What is there? Application context. Next, annotation config, web application context. Right, boss? Yes. These are the three things that we have to keep, my dear. Super, guys. Take, guys. Allows us to take what, guys? Allows us to take XML file. Okay. Spring Bean configuration file. XML file. Okay, guys. Allows us to take. Okay. Tell me. Configuration class. What class, guys? Yeah. Where is this? At the rate configuration class. At the rate configuration class. Are you getting my point there or not? Okay, let's start writing code one by one. Example code 1. Okay, using file system XML application context. Yes, boss? Okay, tell me. Creates application context IOC container by locating given Spring Bean configuration file in the specified path of the file system. You have to mention path of the file system. Are you getting my point there? Okay, before that, I think I have to highlight one thing. Otherwise, you will ask me, Corey, what is the relation between resource and file system resource, sir? Yes. Yes. Okay, here, let me write file system resource. C for class is the implementation class of what is there? Resource interface. Resource interface. Convinced, my dear? Come on. Okay. Interface reference variable can refer its implementation class object or not. Okay. Yeah. Creates the application context. Are now onwards, I'll say AC container. I don't use the word application context every time. AC BF. Yeah. Bin factory BF container. Next one. AC means application con. Anyhow, we don't use word BF a lot because it's outdated container. We use what container a lot? AC container. Creates application context container by locating the given Spring Bean configuration file in the specified path of the file system. Specified path of the file system. What do you mean by file system? All files and folders of your computer together is called file system. It looks like a rocket science word. C drive files, directories, D drive files, directories, E drive files, directories. All together is called file system. Similarly, A drive, B drive also will be there, na? Yes, na? Okay, go to fifth floor, jump. Did you ever see A drive and B drive? Where they have gone? Where they have gone? Maybe this generation students may be not aware of those drives. Come on. I think somewhere in school or college you studied computer basics, C drive for hard disk. At least basic common question we might have got. Why not B A and B? Why it is C? What? What is the answer? Operate the rule. Why that rule like that? Huh? They don't know, na? Who created this? We have to know the reason they started. Very simple. Listen. Nothing is there. Before arrival of hard disks, people used to work with floppy. Heard about floppy disk? You might have seen CDs, right? You have seen hard disk also. You might have seen floppy disk or not. Yeah, earlier days, very earlier days, computer science beginning days. They have kept two drives exclusively for floppy disks. Okay, A and B are for floppy disk. C onwards hard. Got it? And some drives for CD and DVD and all this stuff, right? Okay, that's why A and B dedicatedly still reserved for floppy disk, though floppy disk technology is outdated, right? That's the reason we are starting with what? C. Okay, don't follow the rule. Try to know the reason behind the rule. Okay, yeah, whenever computer is idle, earlier days you used to get screensaver, right? Yes or no? Na? Why it is not coming nowadays, and what's the use of screensaver of earlier days? Tell me. Only to keep your images, hero, heroine photographs. Why it is named as screensaver? Tomorrow you tell me. If I tell everything today, it's you are not getting basics right. Okay. Hibernate mode. Hibernate mode is different, right? Yeah. What is file system, guys? All files and folders of computer together is called as what? File system. All files and folders of a computer managed by OS is called file system. Managed by OS is called what? File system. Guys. Okay. Yeah. File system XML application context. CTX is equal to new file system XML application context. What, guys? XML application context. Okay, right. No need of resource object. That's a good news. No need of separate resource object. That's a good news. Path of the file and name of the file. Any name you can give, but recommended name is application context. Okay, guys. This is name and location of Spring Bean configuration file are not there. Super, guys. What is there? Name and location of the Spring Bean configuration. This is the name and location of the Spring Bean configuration. This is my CTX. Now onward, CTX acts as IOC container or not? Okay, this object becomes what, guys? This object becomes application context IOC. This object becomes application context IOC context. I hope you understood this, guys. Okay, that's one option. Another option we have is where to write code in the creation of IOC container. Hussein Basha, anywhere you can write. But generally in standalone application, we write in main method. You want container in method one, you write in method one. You want container in constructor, you write in constructor. You want container throughout main method, you write in main method. It's another object. Wherever you want, you can create it. Generally in standalone application, we create in main method, beginning of the main. In web application, we try to create in the init method of the construct. Init method of servlet is there, na? There we try to create. Understood, guys? Okay. It's up to you. How much visibility you want, there you will create. Okay, boss. Example code one. Next. Example code 2 using class path XML application context or not. Example code 2 using class path XML application context. Okay, that's good, great. Creates what? Creates the application context IOC container by locating the given Spring Bean configuration file. Configuration file, nothing but XML file. In the directories and jar files that are added to class path environment. That's why class path. It won't search in the specified path. It will search in what? In all the directories and jar files added to class path or not, that are added to class path environment variable. Class path environment variable. Are you getting my point here, guys? Okay, that's good. That's great. Yeah, tell me here. Class path XML application context. CTX is equal to new class path XML application context of. Okay, here you can mention directly file name. Why? Because it won't search in the location. It will search whether this file is there in the folders or jar file that are added to what? Class path environment variable. So your location is not so important, Rababu. Okay. Whether these files are there in this file is there in what? Jar files are directories added to class path environment variable. So I can mention directly, guys, application context dot x. That's good now. Oh, yeah. So this is best to create, best for creating AC container having XML driven configuration. Sir, before launching third one only we are concluding. Yes. Most regularly used one is this only was. Fine. Okay. That's good, guys. Yeah. Yeah. Third one is what? XML web application context. As it sounds, it should be used in only in web application. Creates AC container by taking fixed notation file, fixed naming notation file of WebINF folder as Spring Bean configuration file. It can be used only in web application, cannot be used in standalone application. But file system XML application context, class path XML application context can be used in standalone application, also in web application. But this is particularly useful in web application. XML web application context, create AC container by taking Fixed naming notation based XML file as what? Spring Bean configuration file by locating that file from WebINF folder. I think you know in deployment directory structure of web application, WebINF folder is there na. In the deployment directory structure of web application, we have WebINF folder or not? It will locate the file from WebINF folder or not there? It will definitely locate the file from WebINF folder or not there? That's great, boss. Okay. Class path XML application context CTX, guys. What is next one, guys? Example code 3 using XML web application context. That's great. Okay. What is that, guys? Create application context container. What container I use? Container. By taking fixed notation name. What is that notation name? Fixed notation. Fixed notation XML file name from WebINF folder of the web application as the Spring Bean configuration file. What, guys? Spring Bean configuration file. The fixed notation is the fixed notation for what, guys? Fixed notation for Spring Bean configuration file is tell me. Okay, guys, no, listen. Servlet logical name. Array, when you configure servlet, you'll be having logical name now, guys. Hyphen servlet dot XML. What is there? Servlet logical name hyphen servlet dot XML. That means if the servlet logical name is DS, then okay, then it takes webinf slash ds hyphen servlet dot xml as the Spring Bean configuration file. Simply as what, guys? Spring Bean configuration file. It takes file as Spring Bean configuration file name or not? Interesting or not, my dear? Okay, guys. Can we take like this application context CTX? Yes, you can take. Super interface reference variable can refer its implementation class object also. You can do that. You can do that, but one problem is there. I don't recommend that. Technically, we will discuss why later. Towards closing container, we are getting problem. That's why it's better to create with complete class name. He's asking, I will refer object with interface reference variable. Can I create IOC container like that or not? Yes, good, but not great. I will tell. At the end of the work, I have to close the container. For that one, I have to call close method. Close method is there in implementation class, not there in the interface. Then I have to go for typecasting. Na? Why to do typecasting? If you take reference variable itself, real class name, without typecasting, I can close it or not there. Without typecasting, I can close it or not, guys. Convinced or not, my dear? Come on. Okay. Why these individual messages are coming? Then how can I answer every individual? Impossible now. Okay. Naresh Technologies. Yes, yes, sir. Guys, I don't know. Some people are application sub-interface bean factory indirectly, sir. This is not implementing directly what, sir? Array, interface won't implement naina. Interface what? Extends. And moreover, indirectly means what? Not directly extending. It is extending some other interface and that someone is extending from that someone. Study core Java properly, boss. You are not learning core Java, you are learning advanced topics, right? Interface implements interface. Where should I keep my face now? Interface extends from interface, right? Basic terminologies, boss. Yeah, yes, sir, yes, sir, good. Yes, sir, yes, sir, good. Okay, what this cycle wala doing, guys? Cycle wala. Okay, there is option to message private, sir. Okay, fine. Okay, I think 1 minute. Let me satisfy. Let me clear his messages also. Okay, he's just writing the list of messages. That's good. Okay, fine. All clear, guys. So shall we go for how to create it, my dear? Yeah. XML web application context. CTX. Array, CTX is not fixed, guys. Any name. New XML web application context. First time I am not writing any parameter in the constructor. Why? Because it takes with a fixed notation. Now, boss, why should I write there? No need of passing configuration file. Come on. Because it will take fixed notation file name as Spring Bean configuration file or not there. Okay. Not required to pass. Not required to pass the name and location of Spring Bean configuration file because it takes fixed notation. What, guys? Notation file name. It takes fixed notation file. Convinced, boss? Right. While working with XML driven configurations. What, guys? XML driven configurations. We use what, guys? While working with the XML driven configurations, not we use, we can use. We can use file system XML application context class path XML application context classes in both what, guys? In both standalone applications comma web applications. In both standalone applications comma web application. That's good. Whereas XML web application context can be used only in web application. Only in web application. Convinced or not, my dear? Got the clarity or not? That's great. Super. With this, we completed what concept, guys? No voice. Am I audible? Online students, not you people, Ra Babu. It's loud and clear. Check your side also. Okay. So with this, we completed how to pass XML file as input while creating IOC container of type application context. But industry is now preferring to work with XML annotations. So we should also know how to create IOC container by taking configuration class as the input class or not there. Configuration class as the input class or not there. Super, guys. Okay. Yes, boss. Example code 4. Okay. To create nothing using annotation conf. What, guys? Annotation config. Application context. Okay. The class that is annotated with @configuration is called what class, guys? Configuration class. What class, guys? Is called configuration class. And and this class can be used as alternate to what, guys? Spring Bean configuration file. What that file, guys? XML file. Come on. Spring Bean configuration file to provide inputs and instructions to what, guys? Inputs and instructions to IOC container. That's good. Yes. Annotation config. Application context. CTX is equal to new annotation config. What is there? Application context. New annotation config application context of app config dot class. Or I am passing app configuration class name or not? I am passing app configuration class name or not there? Okay. Sir, you are not giving location. Array, for Java classes, we don't give locations, Ra Babu. We write the class name, then package will be imported, right? I'm using date class. Am I writing path of date class in my code? No, na. We write date class at the top. We import the package or not? Do I need to write the location here, boss? Okay, not required. Okay, this is what? Configuration class are not there. Configuration class. This is my configuration class. Yeah. Best for creating AC container in XML driven configuration in both standalone and web application, guys. It is not just in both standalone and web application. In both standalone and web application. In both standalone and web application. Convinced, my dear? Come on, everyone. Super, guys. Annotation config application context CTX is equal to new annotation config application context app config dot class. This is nothing but configuration class are not there. That is seriously nothing but configuration class are not there. Okay, that's good. Yes. Okay, boss. Tell me here, where is this? Example code 4. Code 5 or code 5? Code 5. Using annotation config. Annotation config. Nothing is there. Web application. Yeah, be totally ready for lengthy class names because they want to give meaningful class names means what? Definitely class names will be lengthy, right? Annotation configuration to create application context container in web application. Yes, okay. This is what, guys? Okay, best or only option that is there. Best in standalone applications. Okay, using annotation oblique Java code configuration. Annotation oblique Java code configuration. TION. Yes, boss. Next one. Best in web application. Okay. Using annotation or what, guys? Annotation or Java code configuring. Yeah, yesterday someone brought to my notice. Okay. Sir, in our hostel, mess timings are 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. After 9 p.m., mess will be closed. If I eat outside, they are charging 100 rupees. I cannot afford everyday 100 rupees. So please do something. So by keeping their request in mind, tomorrow onward session starts exactly by 7:75, and I will wind up the session by 8:30, 35 max. Worst case 8:40. If I'm continuing after 8:40 also, one, two people raise your hand, remind me timing. Okay, I'll try to wind up it. And even from girl side also, this issue is there. So max to max 8:40. If I'm continuing session after 8:40, please bring to my notice. But session starts exactly by 7:75. I'll ask my admin people also to keep the logins ready exactly by 7 o'clock, right? Oh, okay, that's good. But good, guys. At night, 9 o'clock, night time ones also, this much strength, both offline and online. That shows you are serious about your careers. You are not doing courses for time pass. You are not doing these courses to satisfy your parents. You are not doing courses because your friend joined, girlfriend joined, boyfriend joined. Yes or no, na, guys? I like Java. I too like Java. I hate Java. Yes, yes. Nowadays, I am not liking Java. This Tana Tandana batch will be there. Yes or no, na, guys? I think in Telugu, Tana Tandana. In Hindi, Hame Hamelana, right? Yes, boss. Okay. That batch is always be there, right? They don't have their own opinion. Crowd is going. Yes, I also say yes. That's why most of the times we say, don't be sheep, try to be lion, right? That's good. Example codify using what? Annotation config what? Application context. Okay. Creates IOC container by taking given configuration class. Okay, IOC container in 1 minute. Application context. Application context IOC container by taking given configuration class. Given configuration class as the input class. As the input. As the input class. That's good, guys. Oh, here also let me write. Creates the IOC container in standalone application by taking given configuration class. Config dot class. What is that, guys? App config dot class. Convinced with me, guys? That's great. Okay. Today some issue source are told by tomorrow upload. Today we'll share in Facebook. Yes. Please upload in the Google Drive after the class. Okay, I already said today some technical issue has come with the Google Drive. Tomorrow we will do that. Yes, you can refer with interface reference variable also. But this is good, which avoids closing process headaches, which avoids closing process related what headaches. Sir, all these are nice, great, but what you will keep in the configuration class or file? Spring Bean configurations we do, dependency management configurations we do, component scanning configurations we can do, lifecycle configurations we can do. Come on, guys. So many configurations we can keep are not there. And without that one, IOC container cannot do anything, Rababu. By seeing web.xml only, servlet contain recognizing Java class as servlet. Without that, do you think container loads the servlet class and creates the object? No. No, not possible. Same thing here for award IOC container. Super, guys. All right. So I think you got the idea how to create IOC container. Started looking like patch. Yes, it's patch. One by one, I'm introducing, boss. One by one, but this knowledge is required throughout course and after joining in the company in the interview room. That's why I'm going very detailed and slowly. One by one, we are taking up. Sir, practicals. Once practical start, everyday practicals only. First, listen concept. And if you feel it is theory, I'm helpless. This is not theory, it's a concept. It includes coding, right? Only the thing is, I am not opening ID and typing the code. But I'm introducing technical classes are not there. Super. I don't know what you studied so far, but here we are not here to understand the code. We are here to understand the requirement, to design the code and to implement the code and to test the code. For that one, this kind of learning only you have to do it. Super, guys. Okay. General, the Spring Bean configuration file or Spring Bean configuration class. Configuration file is what, guys? Application context XML. Configuration class. What is there, guys? App config.java contains, what is there? The following instructions. Following instructions to the IOC container. To the IOC container. Yeah, tell me what is that? Yeah. Spring Beans configuration. Next, life cycle, Spring Bean life cycle configuration. What are the life cycle method? Because any class can become Spring Bean. All are user-defined method. Let us assume I have taken user-defined class. Until you say these two are life cycle method, it cannot take every method as life cycle method, na boss. Servlet is a fixed class. It should implement some fixed interface. Fixed methods are life cycle method. But here user-defined class without having API dependency class can be taken as Spring Bean. So you want to do some methods as life cycle method. You have to tell explicitly, these are my life cycle methods or not. That's why. Okay, dependency management. Dependency management configuration. Okay, humble request. Tomorrow, Saturday, generally people will relax, but don't relax. Why I know? Why you know? Tomorrow I'm going to introduce main aspect of Spring programming, dependency management. It's a relevant code in XML, relevant code in annotation I'm going to give. This is level 1, level 2. But you have to link target and dependent classes now, my dear. Because of this, IOC container loads the target class, loads the dependent class, creates the object. Up to this clear. But now I have to tell to IOC container, take this class as target, this class as dependent, assign dependent to target, right? That is the major aspect now, boss. So that instruction we are going to discuss tomorrow. Very, very crucial. Super. D, where is this? Component scan configurations and etc. Many configurations will be there or not there. Super, guys. Okay. Yeah, today I cannot upload in Google Drive because they also added me as a student only. Muddy fellows. Okay. Right. Could you upload notes? Who will do difficult courses because friend joined? Who will do because friend joined? Okay. You ask any Nimma Nimbi person, they will tell. Okay. I think Nimma Nibbi, Right. They will tell. Can we pass name explicitly inside the parenthesis of XML application context? Chittibabu Pujari, no need of passing. Why? Because file name is fixed name, fixed annotate, fixed name. That's why. Right. Okay. Thank you. YM Nimma Nibbi. Okay. Yes. Next. Okay. MV Audible. I don't know about Sarlet. I'm able to understand third example. Is it important? Arey, don't worry about that. Just introduction, right? But by that time I launch MVC module, please make sure that you know something about what? Sarlet. You cannot use it as a lifetime excuse, boss. You can use that excuse until I launch MVC module. Okay. PK, yes, sir. 7 app config. That's good. No option is there. Okay, with a fully qualified class name, not required. Just mention class name, package will be imported, right? Yeah, kindly, can we recap what we studied today? What is the use of qualifier annotation? Chitti Babu, don't test your knowledge with me, Ra. I will introduce when it has to be introduced, na boss. Okay, guys. I will introduce when it has to be introduced. I request all people who know little bit of Springboard, don't come to class to check whether SR knows that one or no. I know more than what you know. Okay? We do testing once few applications are completed. I'm in the day one, you ask the day 100 question. I answer. Some people understand, some people don't understand. I don't want to take the chance. You believed me, joined in the course, hand over your brain, everything will be delivered incrementally as needed when needed, not when you ask. Okay, let's go for how annotation config connect different annotation config web application context. Tanmay, are both are two different classes now. Why are you connecting, boss? One for standalone, one for what? Web application. If I use this, I don't use this. Why are you trying to connect? Your question is wrong. If possible, can you uh, Grammarly application, it automatically corrects spellings. I used in my project documentation, sir. Already there, my dear. Already there, right? Already there. And in Paint, only few options are there. Not all options. Okay. Fine. Okay. Yeah. Tell me. Any other queries, guys? Annotation config class is different from this one. Tanmay, are you mad? One for standalone application, one for web application. In the name only web is there, na? And I clearly mention it is useful in standalone application. It is useful in what? Web application. Tammali Sai Kiran, can you focus more? That is called common sense. Sorry to use that word, right? I have written it is for web application, it is for standalone. Both take configuration class only, but one is given for standalone, one is given for what? Web application. I hope it's clear now, right? Super. How class path is better than what? File system. Because you need not to mention name and location. Just to mention name, it will search in jar files and directories added to class path. Ram Kumar, Mentioning only file name is good. Mentioning file name with path is good. In class path, you have to mention only file name. That's why it's great. Okay, cycle wala. I'm planning to learn SBMS and AWS to get internship along with some project. But are these enough to get, sir? Any suggestion? SBMS is a separate course and AWS is a separate course, right? But we also integrate little bit, but complete AWS is a separate course. It's more than enough. Avinash, more than enough. I will tell why. With this knowledge, people are climbing 3 to 4 years gap as experience. And you are just trying for internship, right? So that's why it's more than enough, nothing to worry about it. Fine. Let me upload the notes. Last day in what? Facebook. But I'll also share annotation fundamentals video today itself. Don't worry. File upload. Where is this? What's your batch code, guys? 718. I request everyone to come to class by reading the document. Yeah, the people who joined today, please read the document. Tomorrow, starting 5 minutes, I'll spend for you revising or what is there? Clarifying your queries. Starting 5 minutes, last 10 minutes or 15 minutes until last month's query is clarified, you can ask the question. In the middle, only current topic relevant questions will be entertained. Yeah, session 3, guys. This is my session 3. Okay. Save open. It's open or not there? Yes. 718. I'm trying to shift my current job and going for interview. They are asking Spring Boot microservice. This course will help me to switch the job. 2 minutes back, I said you can climb 3 to 4 years gap as experience. Right. Do you have set class path environment variable? Shadab Khan. In practicals, I'll show everything. In practicals, I'll show what? Everything, don't worry. Yogesh, okay, sir. That's good. I think it's still uploading. Okay. It is still uploading. I don't think why it is taking this much time. Yeah, I think it highlighted. Done, boss. It's been posted, but I promise that I will give what? Annotation videos. Let's go to discussion. Let's go to discussion area. Yes. Okay. 1 minute. Where I kept it. Video URLs. Control F. Fundamentals. Java annotation fundamentals. Very, very useful video, guys. They have clearly explained what is metadata. And I cracked 1 2 good jokes also in that one. Tomorrow I will ask what is that joke also. Please watch it. Right? About metadata, I talked a lot. And annotations also there providing metadata. Already code is there. I'm telling to container. This is not a normal code, special code. That means data about data we are giving na. Data about data is nothing but metadata. Component tell, hey class, you are not a normal class. I am treating you as a Spring Bean class. Container, please recognize it. So it is giving code about code or not there. Annotations are code about code. They are giving more information about current code. Is that clear? Super. Yes, in discussion section that is there, boss. Thank you. Have a nice time. Please paste annotation links here. Okay, I'm pasting in the chat box also, guys. I'm pasting in the chat box also. You can collect from here. Okay. Yeah, message everyone. Okay, I'm pasted one more thing. I know could be barely to ask, but shall we go through class path WebINF meaning, sir? Without
There is a
knowing class
term
path,
called
please don't
metadata.
come to this
What do you
batch.
mean by metadata,
If you
boss?
don't know what is
Data
class path,
about
first
data.
complete core Java, then join this batch. Who is this fellow? Without knowing class path, why are you coming to advanced topics? Muhammad, please stop coming to this batch. Complete core Java perfectly, then come. WebINF. I will explain WebINF. It's a folder in web application deployment. Clear, guys? Mr.
Talking about
Muhammad, I think your fundamentals are not clear, it seems. Please complete path, class path. What is core Java classes, object interfaces? Then join this batch. Don't laugh, worst fellow. Right. I'm scolding you. I'm telling you. You are not fit for this batch. How you are getting laughed? Shameless fellow. Right, guys. 3-4 years experience. Wouldn't be there. Ask DevSecOps at your experience. Abhishek Verma, if you are trying as full stack developer, everything they will ask. Yes. But I said Spring Boot microservice from Java developer prospect to full stack developer prospect. If it is a full stack developer, you should learn everything of what? Full stack programming. Right? Rahman, be serious about the content. Last warning, tomorrow if you repeat it, you will be outside the class. Thank you. Have a nice time. You don't know class path, but you want to learn Spring Boot microservice. Thank you guys. Have a nice time.